Hello and welcome back to JD Science Prep. Today we will be discussing alkynes and how to name them. So it says that alkynes are hydrocarbons that have at least one carbon-carbon triple bond, and this means that not all of the carbon atoms along the parent chain are saturated with hydrogen atoms. So just taking a quick look here at an example, we have a hydrocarbon that has 6 carbon atoms along it. But in the middle, you can see there is a triple bond between the third carbon and the fourth carbon, no matter how you count the carbons. And that also means that this carbon right here and that carbon right there cannot be saturated with hydrogen atoms because of that triple bond. So there are some rules to naming alkynes. We will go through them. However, if you watched my previous video on naming alkenes, you will find that the rules are very similar, except this is with a carbon-carbon triple bond. So rule number 1, it says to find the longest parent chain that contains the triple bond. You will then number the carbon in the chain so that the triple bond receives the lowest possible number. And finally, number 3, it says name the compound according to the following structure. So we are going to begin with the location of any substituents. Okay, so whether it's a methyl or ethyl group or maybe even a propyl group, we'll see. We will then split up the location of the substituent and the substituent name with a dash. Finally, move on to the prefix of the parent chain, the location of the triple bond, and end with a -ine ending or a YNE ending. Okay, so let's take a look at 3 examples here. I have taken the liberty to already number off the carbons so we don't have to do that. So number 1, it looks like we have a 6 carbon chain here, and we name it from right to left because our triple bond is found on carbon number 2, right? We want that, we want the triple bond to be on the lowest possible carbon. So if we numbered it from left to right, it would be on carbon number 4 instead of 2. Okay, so that's why we numbered it from right to left. Okay, so following the structure that we discussed here, we will first start off with any substituents. In this hydrocarbon here, there are no substituents, so we can skip that first step along with the substituent name. We're going to move to the prefix of the parent chain. So if you remember back to previous videos, a parent chain with 6 carbons in them will start off with hex or HEX. We'll then take a look at the location of our triple bond. So it is on carbon number 2, so we can write hex 2, and our ending is YNE. So our hydrocarbon name here is hex 2-ine. Okay, so that's example number 1. Let's move to example number 2. A little bit of a different structure here. We now have a hydrocarbon that has 10 carbon atoms, and it looks like we do have a couple of substituents here. So let's start off with the location of our substituents. I'm just going to circle them for us here using a different color. Maybe I'll use yellow. So we have one here. We also have one right there, and our triple bond looks like it is between carbon 3 and carbon 4. So let's go ahead and begin our naming process here. So our 2 methyl groups are on carbon number 5 and number 8. So we can start off with 5 and 8 split up with a comma. We're then going to put a dash along with dimethyl, because there are those 2 methyl groups, right? Whenever there are 2 methyl groups, you'll use the prefix di. If there's 3, tri, right? And finally, we can take a look at the parent chain. So it is 10 carbons long, so we can write DEC. And our triple bond is on carbon number 3, so we can write 3 and our ending YNE. So this compound is called 5,8-dimethyl-dec-3-ine. Okay, and we have one more example here to go through. Let's take a look. This one looks a little bit more confusing, but I will break it down for us. So we'll bring out our yellow marker here. We're going to first circle our substituents as well as our triple bond, and we'll work on from there. So we have, looks like 2 methyl groups on carbon number 3. We have a ethyl group on carbon number 6 and another methyl group on carbon number 6, and our triple bond is between carbon 4 and 5, and that looks like that is it. So let's take a look at how we can name this thing. So first off, let's start with our substituents here. So we are going to start with our ethyl group because we'd like to keep it in alphabetical order. So we have 6 ethyl and another dash because we have 3 methyl groups here. We have 2 on carbon number 3 and 1 on carbon number 6, so we can go 3, 3, 6, trimethyl, and that takes care of our substituents here. We then have to look at where our triple bond is, and it looks like it is between carbon 4 and 5 here, and our parent chain is 10 carbons long. So let's start off with dec 4-ine. So this compound here, or this hydrocarbon, will be called 6-ethyl-3,3,6-trimethyl-dec-4-ine. I hope this video has helped. If it has, like and subscribe. Thank you very much.